Happy Friday, everybody. Max Scoville here with your fix of gaming news. Coming up, Stellar Blade is getting free DLC post-launch, Cyberpunk 2077 still has some secrets that players haven't found, and there's a new Star Wars Outlaws trailer dropping early next week. Let's get into it. Stellar Blade is not out for a few weeks, but the director is already teasing what's planned post-launch, and great news, it's going to be delightfully free of microtransactions. In an interview with Korean outlet RuliWeb that was translated by Genji, Stellar Blade director Kim Young-tae explained, quote, "We want to make it clear at this point that Stellar Blade will not require any additional expenses that gamers are not aware of beyond what they paid for the package. The only exception is if we create collaboration costumes with another company's IP, those may be sold for a fee." Bear in mind that is an if, not a when, but what costume collaborations would you like to see added to Stellar Blade post-launch? I'm guessing Tifa Lockhart. I'm just going to go ahead and guess that that is the #1 thing people would like to see added to Stellar Blade, for reasons. Anyway, developer ShiftUp has not ruled out paid DLC in the future, but at the very least, the first wave of costumes is going to be totally free, and while it won't be ready at launch, a New Game Plus is also in the works, which will be available for no extra charge. That should seem like an obvious, no-brainer, totally free thing, but after Sega paywalled the New Game Plus in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, you never know. Stellar Blade hits PS5 on April 26th, and if you're antsy to take it for a spin, there is a demo available now, which, of course, is also free. Hey, speaking of games with cybernetically enhanced protagonists and cool costumes that got a bunch of free post-launch DLC, Cyberpunk 2077 still has some secrets that players apparently haven't yet discovered. Speaking to IGN at GDC 2024, Associate Game Director Pavel Sasko confirmed that there are still some Easter eggs and hidden details waiting to be found. He said, quote, "I've seen one of the last articles with all the Easter eggs, and it had a long list, but it didn't have everything. This would be impressive enough if it was just regarding last year's Phantom Liberty expansion, but Sasko clarified there's still some stuff buried in the base game that launched way back in 2020. Sasko added, "It's possible that some players have found some of these things and just didn't share their discoveries online, but as far as the Cyberpunk community hive mind is concerned, there is still some work to be done." Sasko unfortunately didn't give any hints of where players should be looking, but he did add that Phantom Liberty still has a few more Easter eggs that can be found by dialing the right number on V's phone in-game. So, I don't know, just start punching in numbers and see if something happens. And finally, speaking of big, huge, used future open-world games about living in the fringes of society and fighting an oppressive government, Ubisoft has confirmed that a story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws is dropping on Tuesday morning next week. There's already a countdown page up on Ubisoft's official YouTube, but if you want to set a reminder, it will drop at 9 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central European Time, and unfortunately, if you don't live in either of those time zones, you can't watch it. No, I'm kidding, but you do have to do your own math to figure out when it goes live in your area. If you haven't been keeping track, this is Ubisoft's first big game set in a galaxy far, far away in recent memory, and it looks to have the publisher's usual open-world game trappings, but, you know, with Star Wars. It's developed by Massive Entertainment, the studio behind The Division and last year's Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and from the gameplay reveal we saw last summer, it looks kinda like Watch Dogs, but with, you know, womp rats and blasters. As for the story, it'll follow a thief named Kay Vess, who'll be making a name for herself in various wretched hives of scum and villainy while avoiding any Imperial entanglement, and so on. It takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so there's a chance that Dengar might show up. You know, Dengar, that bounty hunter who looks like a drunk toilet paper mummy wearing BMX pads. I love Dengar. I got all that Boba Fett crap back there, but I like Dengar the best. They just don't make enough toys of him. Anyway, this is your fix of gaming news for Friday, April 5th, 2024. If you haven't yet, go check out our behind-the-scenes look at Prime Video's Fallout series, where they show off some of the safety technology they use to keep the actors from clipping through the environments or getting caught in T-pose. You know, because it's Fallout. I'm kidding, mostly. I'll see you next time. Hey, get out of here, you.